Hey folks, this is another one you're going to need a pen and paper for, so let's take some notes. I'm Sir Charles Carey, and I want to talk to you about the way we communicate. And I was thinking, are those the right words? Now, communication, first and foremost, is more than just words. It's more than just speaking. There are various things that create what we call and what we know as communication, and you might want to write these things down. Speaking, of course, or talking, that's one way we communicate. The words we use, that's another way of communication. That's normally in the form of writing to send a message. Listening is another form or another way that we communicate. And our body language, that's yet another way that we communicate. Now, I hope you've written those down just to start, because I'm going to flow in between all of those communication forms or styles, and more like forms. And from point to point, I want you to be able to relate or identify with which one relates to you, maybe which one you need to brush up on to be better as you're relaying your message, as well as to be better as understanding what messages you are receiving from whomever, a colleague, an employer, your loved one, because communication is personal, it's social, it's recreational, and it is also professional. And I think on the professional side is where most people are held to a higher standard, but it's necessary. Let's just call it what it is. When you're a communicator and you're in business, it's necessary that you communicate or you convey your message the best way that it needs to be in order for people on the other end to understand where you're taking them, what you're showing or sharing with them, and how they can benefit from it. So, with myself, I can tell you that I'm very technical. And for some people, they may be like, duh, yo, why can't you get it? What's so hard to understand? So they give you the face, they give you the voice inflection, and they really are like perturbed why you're not getting it. Well, the long and short of it, or the truth of the matter, which I like to say a lot, is that when it's not clear, it's just not clear. So you'll find that in the dictionary, some words are homonyms and some words are synonyms. And I'm not going to try to be overly academic about this, but you use some words because they're interactive. No, that's not what I want to say. Some words are interchangeable. And we don't seem to realize that sometimes we may use a word because it comes to mind, but it's not actually the best words to express or describe whatever it is we're speaking about. And that takes me back to the title. Are those the words you want to use? I think that's what I wrote down. What did I write down? Yeah, are those the right words, right? So you have to understand that using the right words is very important. Number two, consider everyone learns differently. Some people don't need words or the words per se to help them understand whatever the message is, because their learning is different. They are more associated with your behavior, right? Or because they've been around you and they know the series of events that have happened, they're taking one and one together to add up to be two. Whereas a total stranger really may not be clear on what you're speaking about, because everyone has different learning styles and growing styles. And depending on how you grow and develop, as hopefully you're still growing and developing, as it relates to our daily lives, our professional lives, that will be a great determination on how you're receiving the information from the person that's sharing with you. And that's really very important. And I know some of this may seem elementary, but I'll be very honest with you. Many of us, we're so relaxed in our learning. We're so relaxed in our communication that we don't consider that the way that we're speaking, the way that we're communicating, can be misconstrued or just simply misunderstood. We think that the problem's always with the other person. And now I can tell you with me, yeah, maybe I can be a little bit extra as far as analytical. I can. But my reason for being that way, and I can convey it not only for myself, but to the listener in a personal setting or a professional setting, is because I want to be crystal clear. I want to be clear on what I'm receiving, what I'm understanding, and I want to be crystal clear on what I'm explaining or expressing. Because if my job is to teach you, to help you learn to grow and benefit in any way that's going to make you a better person, well, if I'm not clear, I'm not doing my job. I'm not giving you what you need. I'm not serving you to the best of my ability. So I think it's really important that I convey that message with clarity. That's why I also believe in transparency as well as simplicity. The more transparent I am, the more I can relate to you, the more simplistic I can be, the easier it is to follow and identify with the message. The topic does not matter. When you get transparency and simplicity in place, you can talk about the man on the moon. Believe me, those that are listening to your message will get it loud and clear. So, what's going on with my computer? My computer was messing with me. Are you trying to time out on me? But anyway, just consider this. Using the right words goes a long way. And again, it doesn't matter personally, professionally, socially, or recreationally, but always try to do your best to lead with clarity. And when someone doesn't understand, don't look at them like there's a problem with them or that they have a problem with not being able to comprehend, because there is another barrier or another level. Everyone does not learn the same. Some people learn through being shown kinesthetically. Some people learn through hearing. Some people learn through verbal communication. And some people learn by reading and writing. And that's just what makes human beings. And everyone isn't the same. Some people's reading and writing skills are much greater than their hands-on skills. Some people's hands-on skills are much greater than their reading and writing skills. So once again, I ask you, I'm looking down at my notes, are those the right words? So when you're, again, communicating, think about how you're communicating. Think about what you want to say. What's the most simplistic manner that you can say it or convey it? And consider your audience at all times. Are you dealing with college level people? Are you dealing with high school level people, or are you dealing with your everyday layman that may not be or be from an academic setting that may have a little bit of a challenge receiving your message? You see, it's easy to assume that any and everyone understands English, and if you understand the English language, you understand what's being said to you. But beyond layman's conversation, and I'm talking about hello, how are you, good morning, what time is it, counting money in dollars and cents and things of that nature, when it comes to a particular topic, everyone does not grasp the understanding at the same rate or in the same way. You know, they say repetition is the mother of all learning. Now, there's other ways of saying that, but even in famous sayings or affirmations, I prefer a simplistic way of conveying that affirmation. Why? Because, again, I want the people that are listening to understand. So again, when someone is conveying a message, you can't just assume because they're speaking the same language, automatically they're picking you up. Automatically they get the message. Everyone is different, and it goes a little bit beyond that. And I think it's important that we do understand that, because many times we look at each other and we take each other for granted, not realizing we are the same, we have the same needs, we're entitled to many of the same things, yet we are still unique creatures. So with that being said, I want to thank you for your time, and hopefully you got a lot from this. Hopefully you took some copious notes, But please, in the feed, share what you think. You know, if you've gotten any value from this, please, by all means, share it with others and let me know your thoughts. And by all means, if you have any questions, I would love to answer your questions. And with that being said, you know the rest.